Hello and welcome to the Most Epic Adventures. I'm your host, Rob Zip, and today we will be hopefully joined by Nick Burks. He is a guitar player and he's in Stonecutters and War Cloud. Tomorrow he's doing a live stream focusing on War Cloud's new release. Hopefully he'll join us soon. He seems to be having some technical issues. He's connected, but his mic and his camera isn't. So hopefully we will have him on. So we'll give him a few minutes to try to get connected. I'm going to go ahead and now that I know how to do this, I'm going to play a music video from War Cloud. All right, that was War Cloud. And with that being done, let's bring in Nick. Hey, what's going on, dude?
Hey, what's going on, Rob?
Oh, there's some horrible feedback. Hopefully, Okay.
So
Oh no, I think it's the feedback from me coming through your speakers, maybe. Do you have headset you can put on?
let me check.
Okay, I'm gonna mute him. I'm gonna do. Look at that background, guys. So well, he's figuring some stuff out. I've got his mic muted. You know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and take him off the stream right now. So can I? Oh no, I'm gonna take. I don't want to kick him from the studio. Anyway, so I just played a video for War Cloud. Hopefully that doesn't get me booted from YouTube. This is the first time I've tried to play a video on this stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it gives you a better idea of who my guest is today. It is Nick Burks. He is the guitar player. He's got a cool mustache and he's covered in tattoos. He's in War Cloud, which he'll talk about that, in Stonecutters. I'm wearing a Stonecutter shirt today. Let's Nick, you there? He's getting the headphones.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That's much better. That's much better. How's it going, dude?
Doing great, Rob. How are you doing?
All right. How is the pandemic going in Indiana? You're in Fort Wayne, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It's been kind of all the businesses like restaurants, bars, all that's closed down. Can't really do anything. You can get your dog groomed.
Yeah.
You can't get a haircut. Yeah, it's kind of an upside down sort of thing. No live music. We're always used to going to see a band play. Fort Wayne actually has like a pretty cool metal scene or music scene.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of bands from Chicago, Detroit, Dayton, Louisville, Kentucky. You're in Houston, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So like Dayton, Ohio, or Detroit, Michigan, or Chicago, Illinois, or Louisville, Kentucky. No,
well, I mean, this is a heavy metal travel show, so I go all over, dude.
Okay.
Cool. I actually saw you play in Austin, which isn't that far from here.
Like, did you see us at Spider House?
No, I actually saw you last year at a South by Southwest showcase that my buddy Trevi put on for.
Yeah, I love Trevi. He's amazing. He plays in Venomous Maximus.
He did. Yeah, that band is no longer. But
yeah, I love Trevi. I've had a lot of good times with him. He's so cool, man.
Yeah.
I hung out with. There's the tattooer that's in Venomous Maximus.
Yeah, that's Greg. He actually did this.
No way.
But he did this in 2007, so 13 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to say too much, but he's gone through some issues. So
yeah, you know. Oh, real quick, can you is this lit enough, or do you prefer more light?
A little more light would be good if you could.
Yeah, because I'm like, it looks like I'm in the shadows. Hold on.
Yeah. We'll get him going. Cool guy. Yeah, I need to get Trevi on. I need to get Trevi on this show. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah. Oh no, I can't hear you. I can't hear you now. I don't know what happened there. Uh-oh. No audio from you. No. That's weird. You just took them off, and I think, putting them back in, it would work.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
Okay. Cool. There we go. So
we're gonna make it through this interview one way or another.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So to start it off with, I played an awesome music video you sent me from War Cloud. What song was that?
That is a song called "Giver," and the story behind the video was in September of 2019. We went overseas, and then like the crazy sparks and everything you see, and the crowds and stuff like that. That was our first show, and that was in Italy. I forget what city, but it was kind of a whirlwind, crazy thing because Stonecutters played in Atlanta like 2 days before that happened. So me and my girlfriend, she does like all the photography for all the bands. We left Atlanta, like got on a plane, and then she flew to Fort Wayne and then drove to Milwaukee. And then I flew to Newark and then took a cab to LaGuardia or the other way around, and then flew to Italy and then met up with the rest of the band. Because at the time, War Cloud was in Oakland.
Mhm.
So like I stopped the Stonecutters tour and then went overseas to begin another tour. That was crazy. So like that crowd and the pyrotechnics, that was the first show. And the guy that booked it, it was just really weird because he was like, "This will be a good show. It's a motorcycle fest." And in my mind, I was thinking,
Murder? Did you say motorcycle?
"Oh,
Or
moto."
oh, that'd be
No,
more
like
badass if it was
motorcycle. Hell yeah! No, that'd be cool if it was, but it wasn't. It was a motorcycle. I have a weird accent, but a motorcycle thing, and we were just like, well, I don't know. And we met up with the touring band. We toured half the leg with, and they were cool as hell. They're called Galactic Superlords, and they are from Cologne, Germany. They're awesome. It's kind of like cool, like the energetic parts of Black Sabbath and
Yeah, right.
Thin Lizzy kind of.
Uh-huh.
It's super sick. So like both bands really connected musically, and then as like people, man, they're so cool. And yeah, that was crazy. And then the audio from that was recorded in a barn right outside Cologne, and we stayed there for a couple days. And they set up Galactic Superlord set up a film. They brought a film crew with them, and then like a sound guy, and the sound guy Dennis, he's amazing. So he loves doing live sound, and the audio you hear is from us playing in that barn in Germany. So
Okay.
we were just like made it a productive day off. So yeah. kind of a crazy story. We didn't really know any of that before we got there, and it happened that day.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That
it was weird.
so how do you balance? I mean, you just talked about going from a tour with Stonecutters to, a tour with War Cloud. How do you balance the two bands?
uh, it's a lot of just honestly just listening to those two bands and then practicing when you have time.
Yeah.
So I bring a practice amp on the road with Stonecutters, and before, like if I had a moment to myself, I would like run through like the War Cloud set. So it became a thing of like a muscle memory. So you knew when all the changes were in the
Right.
songs. Um,
Gotcha.
so like we didn't rehearse or anything. I just met them there and we did the first show. And
That's
a lot of times, yeah, it's kind of crazy because like I talk to a lot of bands that like travel anywhere and they meet up because a lot of times nowadays bands don't live in the same city or whatever, so
yeah.
they'll start like 3 days before the tour and then kind of vibe it out and rehearse a bunch and have some fun. But it was just like straight up get there and play, and it was fun. It wasn't like, oh man, I don't like being rushed. I'm kind of used to it. Like you're just like, all right, go, this is your time to go. I remember being a kid and being terrified of that. um like a day before a gig, I would have to like play all day and I would be moody and anxious and stuff. And now it's just kind of like, I still get nervous, but it's a little bit different because of the more you prepare for something,
Mhm.
the easier it is. So like you're like 2.5 weeks into a Stonecutters tour, and you're like, oh yeah, this is super easy, and I can really like slam those parts every night. and then you have like that other part of your brain going where you're like, oh, I can fit like this other thing in, and it's so like your mind's always kind of ticking. It's fun. I like it. I like playing music, and that's kind of what I've been doing before this interview, was just like kind of preparing for the live stream tomorrow, learning some new tunes, running through some old ones. Yeah, so I just kind of like doing it. It keeps my mind busy, and I can tell mentally I'm a lot like happier. You know, if I don't play music, I'm a little more like upset, and you know, just kind of like off. You know, I love doing
Right.
it. It's kind of like, you know, like some people do bird watching or
Sure.
carpentry, or you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
It's your zen.
Yeah.
It's your zen place. That's awesome.
So sorry, that was like kind of a weird rant from the music video, but that's where my mind goes when I watch it. And it's like, I don't cringe at it at all. I'm like, dude, that's so cool. And I showed my parents, and they were just like, whoa, that's like, that's cool.
Yeah, man, it's a cool video. I mean,
Yeah.
you can definitely feel the energy of the band. You know, I've seen Stonecutters in person. I haven't seen War Cloud, but you know, so I've seen you, and I could see that energy. And a lot of times, it's hard to translate a live band's energy into a music video,
Yeah.
unless it's done really well.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's like, I don't know, you could say the same thing about like a killer song. It could be ruined by like, you know, a bad recording.
Right.
There's like there's a lot of Suffocation records I love, and then it just kind of sounds like muffled and stuff like that. But then watching them perform it live, you're like, dude, this is so sick.
Yeah.
But I still can't get over the Austin thing, because you saw us, that was show 1 of 2 that day. And yeah, because it was super early.
Yeah.
Me and the drummer of Stonecutters got super sick. And I remember throwing up between the 2 sets. And then like after that, totally slept. Everybody stayed for the rest of the showcase for Goat Horror, Necrofear. They're like a black.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
I think it's either you're right. Yeah, let's say you're right.
Okay.
I thought it was
right.
I thought it was Necrofire, but it could be Necrofear.
Might be.
I'm not sure. It's that's a band from Houston with Dauber. He's in Oceans of Slumber, and he's also got a death metal band called Malignant Altar, which are with Bo from. They were together in Insect Warfare.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Super sick.
So you bring up Insect Warfare, and everybody remembers them.
Yeah.
But
dude, they're kind of like, you know, one of those benchmark bands for extreme music. But Houston has a great metal, like, we were supposed to play with Hellstar actually in April. Yeah. It was Hellstar, and then a band that's on Shadow Kingdom Records called Bewitcher. They're like a speed metal band, 3-piece, super sick. It was us, and then Bloodstar. They're another Shadow Kingdom Records band. They're out of Salt Lake City. War Cloud's like Austin. That's where the brain is, and of War Cloud. But yeah, and Hellstar, obviously Houston royalty. The record Nosferatu is super sick. That's like a guitar shred Bible. But yeah. So we were super stoked about that. We were doing a Dank Fest in Austin too, where you saw us at the Lost Wall. You saw Stonecutters there. We're gonna do Dank Fest with War Cloud. It was with Fatso Jetson, and they're kind of like legends. They've been around doing it forever. And Planet of Zeus, which they're from Greece, I think. Yeah.
I don't know who they are.
Oh, dude, they're pretty cool. They're like, I think they just did a tour in Europe with Kvailotech. Like have you ever heard of Kvailotech?
Oh yeah.
I can't pronounce them either. Their record, what's that record called? I wrote it down. Splid. Their new record, Splid, super sick. Yeah. But yeah, that was crazy. We were looking forward to that, and because of COVID-19, we're not doing it. Yeah, nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, so you're talking about touring with a couple of bands and playing all these shows, and now nobody's playing
Yeah.
any shows.
Yeah.
So,
I totally like, you get bummed. But I think there's like I don't know, like everybody's kind of in it together.
yeah.
Like, it's not just, man, I remember we ended the Stonecutters tour early because we saw like the vibe of the room be really kind of weird. And that was like March 11th,
Yeah.
something like that. We played a Thursday night, and Zach Smith, I think Smith is his last name.
Yeah. I had
Okay.
him. He was one of the first interviews I did on here.
Oh yeah, I watched a little bit of that, and I love Zach. But we played Lich King's like hometown because
Mhm.
they're Massachusetts based,
Yeah.
and it was kind of weird because we played Stonecutters' hometown in Louisville, Kentucky, and it was like, holy shit, it was very violent and crazy crowd and stuff, but it was fun. But we were expecting the same thing in Lich King's hometown because all the shows were like slamming.
Yeah.
And then we finally get to the end of it. The news keeps coming in, and then we're like looking around like, dudes, I don't know if we should do the rest of this tour.
Yeah.
And the next day we wake up, and like I get emails from like the show promoters in the other cities, and they're like, man, it's a ghost town. Like,
Yeah.
Boston was a ghost town. St. Vitus was actually like show still you could still
In
do the
Brooklyn,
show.
right?
Yeah, St. Vitus in Brooklyn, New York, the legendary club. It's a small place, but dude, everybody's played there. Like Megadeth's played there,
Mhm.
Converge, Thursday. I don't know, like anybody God, last time I was there was 2013. Saw Ringworm, Pelican, and Primitive Man play. That was the bill.
Nice.
Yeah. So we were just kind of like, oh shit.
Wait a second. What's your girlfriend's name?
My girlfriend's name is Bambi Guthrie.
Well, there you go.
What's
I
up,
was like,
Bambi?
who's she talking about? I'm like, oh, wait a second.
She's
That's probably
talking
Nick's
about you.
girlfriend. Yeah.
Wait a second. What the hell's going on here?
So the comment I got about me, that's my mom.
Hi, Mom.
So
My
your
mom's not on Facebook. She's, like,
that's probably not a bad thing.
I don't know, like family members, like at weddings and family events, they are on Facebook, and like some of them I don't accept their friend requests because I'm like, I don't know. Like I had
Yeah.
one of my my grandma, she asked me if my nipples were tattooed at my sister's wedding. And like it wasn't even like because I can ask someone if they got their nipples tattooed. I'll be like, hey, you got your nipples tattooed? Just being stupid. But she like asked in kind of like a condescending way, and I was just kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, it was, but I just rolled with it. It was yeah. Social media and family is always kind of a weird, interesting subject, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I have like religious family members, and I'm just kind of like,
Same.
I don't know. Yeah.
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 Same.
They're like, oh, yeah. Because they'll like at family events, they'll be like, so, how's your hobby going?
Your hobby.
Yeah.
I would assume that it's pretty much your career at this point, as busy as you are.
Well, not right now.
No, well, not right now.
Yeah.
Sure.
But last year, it was over 200 shows.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, and that was awesome, man. It was super fun, and now it's kind of a like reflective period where you're just kind of like, man, I can't believe I did that. So even talking to you right now about like that music video, saying it out loud, because I don't think I've had that conversation with many people. It's kind of like, damn, that's something to be proud of, something
Yeah.
cool. So I'm thankful for that. Yeah, man. Yeah, but like last year it was so great, like because you really did that, and this year it's kind of like delivering groceries, and that I've taught a few guitar lessons online, like one-on-one, kind of like what we're doing, same thing, but no one really has money for that stuff right now.
Yeah.
And I
no.
totally get it. It's not like, oh man, I shouldn't play music or anything, but it is a test, and I think everyone's going through it. Like think about nurses right now. God, dude, That shit's insane. But yeah, it's definitely looking at this time last year. So it's April 29th. I was on a Stonecutters tour, and then I did double sets with a band from West Virginia called Horse Burner. If you've ever heard of them, they're awesome. They're on the same label as War Cloud, which is Ripple Music. They're a West Virginia kind of mastodon-y, sludgy band, and I did a tour with Stonecutters, and then we met up with Horse Burner, and then I would do double sets, and that's what I was doing last time this year. So that was really weird because they play in like significantly different guitar tunings. So God, that fucked up my ears. It put your brain in a mental jungle gym.
I mean, so would you have different guitars for different tunings? Yeah.
God, that fucking sucked. Because I've always said, like, if I could have one piece of gear, it would be a guitar tech. Just because, like, you'd play a set, put the guitar down, play in another band, and it would be a different tuning. So it really kept you on your toes. And like the interval between the notes, one is in B, one is in D. So if you think A, B, C, D, that's like two whole steps apart. Not to get all, not probably going to lose viewers if I keep talking about this and put everyone to sleep. But it just really fucked with my ear. It was a fun challenge. I miss it, honestly. So thinking about this time last year, I was doing that. And we played a New England Stoner and Doom Fest. Yeah, no, it was super fun. I had a blast, dude. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, shout out to No England. Shout out to New England Stoner and Doom Fest. They put on a hell of a fest, man. It was fun. They had their own beer for it and everything. It was great.
Our mutual friend Steven jumped in.
Steven's the best, man. I love Toxic Ruin. Their record, I wrote it down here because I wanted to mention it. Mortal Insolence is like, it's an EP. Dude, it's fucking crazy. So everyone watching right now, please go check out Toxic Ruin, and the EP you can listen to on Spotify is called Mortal Insolence. It's like revocation-y kind of gore guts at parts. They're fucking sick, man. So
they do a death cover on there as well. Crystal Mountain.
They do, and I sang that song with them mostly every night of that tour we did together. Yeah,
very cool.
That was fun as fuck because I've never actually been on a stage with just a microphone, so I could be like, it was fun as fuck, man.
Did you feel like naked not having your guitar?
No, I loved it because like I could like headbang and shit and just like high five people. It was so fun, man. That was it was very different and I liked it.
So I met Toxic Ruin last year when they participated in the Vakken Metal Battle, and they I talked to Steven before the LA final, but then I went out to LA and I met them, and they tore it up, man. They were awesome.
Yeah.
And he told me about Full Terror Assault open air, which you had played before, right?
Yeah, that's some good memories from that too. We played with Sacred Reich, Cephalic Carnage, Power Trip, Demolition Hammer. So that was fucking sick, man. God, there's so many good bands. And like, who else? I'm forgetting a bunch.
There's so many bands. There's so many bands that play these festivals. You can't remember them all.
Yeah, I love playing fest, man. They're so fun because like the energy of them is way like all focused on the music. It's kind of competitive. Like everyone wants to step up their A game. Yeah, so I love them. Full Terror Assault. Everybody go to that fest. It's like the only outdoor fest in America. It's kind of like the Europe thing. They're trying to. And this year they have War, Exodus. I can't remember.
Those are the two big names, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it happens. I mean, it's going to be in September.
What's going to happen? Rob, what are we going to do?
I don't know, man. I purchased my VIP ticket a while back. So I went last year and I saw Toxic Ruin. Tuck Screw and told me about it and told me how awesome it was. And
did you have fun?
I had fun. It was weird though because I went to Wacken open air.
Oh yeah.
So like the two festivals,
totally. You don't even have to say it, man. I totally understand that.
Have you been to a European festival?
We've only played one. We were gonna play another one in May, at the end of May, called Custom Culture Forever. And so far we've only played like small fests in Europe, and small fests in Europe are like, I don't know, huge. Like they're crazy. And then like, here's my best German impersonation. We play this fest and Galactic Superlords from Germany, they're like, it's a small fest. And I'm just like, holy shit. Or if you've ever heard of a Freak Valley Festival, and that's kind of more rock and roll, experimental, really cool stuff. They canceled it this year, but this year it was like Endless Boogie, Fu Manchu, yeah, kind of like that, like straight up like rocker shit. And I've seen Endless Boogie before. I haven't seen Fu Manchu, but they call Freak Valley Festival. Oh, Pelicans was going to play it, so they call Freak Valley Festival a small fest. And dude, it's small compared to Wacken. I wish I could give you the numbers on it, but dude, it's fucking huge. Like the shit isn't like, the festivals over there are just so cool, and I understand why people go and travel over there to see them. It's so sick.
Yeah,
love it.
It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
how was Wacken? Like, did you just lose your mind?
I mean,
I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't drink or smoke or anything. So
awesome, dude. That's badass.
So I'm drinking water.
Me too.
Right on. But so like, I was able to take everything in.
Yeah.
And I went so far to see bands. I've never gone so far to see bands before, And there were bands there that have never played in the US, probably will never play the US.
Crazy.
That I was like, I'm here to see music. Like, I was camping with some Europeans. Like, I was just kind of, when I got there, I went by myself. And
holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, I went by myself. And
just to the festival, you went to Wacken by yourself?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I did have a friend that I met in Bremen before I went, and I met up with them later. But they had their own like camper situation with, So I was camping by myself, and I was just kind of like walking around trying to find a spot, and these cool kids from like Denmark and UK, dude from Italy, they were like, hey, join us.
Hang out.
And I had to dispel many myths about Texas and Texans to them.
Oh, dude, are they just like Texas? Hell yeah, Texas. That's what they were kind of doing to us. And their at the time, War Cloud, they were California at the time. So their California like impersonation was so funny. It was just like, California, cigarettes, Newport cigarettes, skateboarding, yeah. So it was funny, man. What's that?
And like NoCal and SoCal are way different.
Oh, totally, absolutely, yeah. It's crazy because you start at the top. The last tour we started at the top, and it's just like one group of people, and then you go down, and it's totally, like you said, it's totally different. I like it. That's weird.
So I was going to go back this year. Obviously, it got canceled, and they really wanted me to bring them some beef jerky.
From like Texas, yes.
Yeah, it was like Texas beef jerky. Texas. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. They just want it. They're so inquisitive. Yeah. I love it, man. Like we played a show in the Netherlands, and I was scared as shit because the guy that put it all together, he was like, hey, can I speak to you privately for a second? And whenever someone says
you're
that,
like, oh shit.
Please don't kill me, dude. And then you're like thinking in the back of your mind, you're like, I hope I didn't say anything fucked up. And he was like, can I, he's like, what's your name on Facebook? And can I send you a friend request? And I was like, hell yeah, dude, let's be friends on Facebook. But yeah, they're like, and it was like totally genuine. He wasn't like trying to scare you or anything. He just like,
Yeah.
I would like to be your friend on Facebook. I'm laughing because I've never had that happen here.
Well,
but
like
yeah.
so like I became friend. I guess I became friends with the Toxic Ruin guys and their friend Tony. I hung out with Tony and his crew at FTA this
Oh,
year.
Tony!
Yeah, he
Shout
told
out
me
to
to
Tony.
he told me to tell you hi.
Hey, Tony. I love Tony. We saw him last month in Two Rivers, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
That
sounds
was
about
fun.
right. Sounds
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so yeah, I became friends with all those guys on Facebook, and then I guess you were already friends with them, so you came up as a people you may
Yeah.
know, and I'm like, oh, that's the dude from Stonecutters. I
Yeah.
remember them, and I was like, I really wanted to get this GG Homer shirt, and
Yeah.
you guys took off before I was able to get one
Oh,
because you
dude.
weren't feeling well.
Oh yeah.
I was
Well,
like, shit, I got to talk to this guy and see if I can get one from him.
yeah, that was a crazy day, man. We never canceled these shows.
But not just it wasn't just the shirt. Like you guys, it was early. There was hardly anybody there.
Yeah.
And you guys fucking played like you were playing a festival, man.
Oh yeah.
You guys fucking ripped.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta support these guys. You guys were fucking great.
It was the owner and his wife of the Lost Well where you saw us. Last name Monticello, I think is his name, Monticello Murphy. He's the shit. He was like, I met him like while playing. Like he was just like got out from beyond the bar, and he was just like, "Fuck yeah!" He was just stoked, man. That was fun. We played 2 showcases that day, and so it was just like nonstop people. I'm sure the CDC would shit themselves if they saw how much was going on that day.
Right, right.
And how sick me and the drummer were. But yeah, it's like, you shouldn't be out in public, man.
Right. I mean, it's a different time. I mean, it's a different time now.
Yeah, we got to go with the new normal now, which I don't even know what that is. No. Never been normal. So, no.
So when you do start to play again, are you going to wear a mask?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like we all look like Mortal Kombat characters.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, I have no idea.
I've actually got a little mask collection growing. It's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, we have some we have some here too that like a lot of people Bambi knows like made some, so I wear them when I go grocery shopping and the whole process of making sure I don't get sick. So
yeah. Well, you have to you're supposed to wear them every time you leave the house here now.
Is Texas reopened?
I don't know, dude.
Nobody does.
It's the governor says one thing, and then the county judges say one thing, and then the police department says another thing.
Yeah.
So your
friends say another thing.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, like I've seen plenty of graphs that talk about just the benefits of wearing masks.
Sure.
When it comes to whether you're sick or you're not sick, if everyone's wearing a mask, the likelihood of people getting sick is way lower, like exponentially lower than if nobody wore a mask. So
it makes total sense, man. I feel like such a dumbass when the tour, like, because there was a lot of bands like Stonecutters, Toxic Ruin, Lich King, a million bands you probably love that had to cancel in the middle of their tour. Mm-hmm. Like Sam from Void Vader, I think his tour. Yeah, for sure.
I was supposed to see and interview them. I went to Austin, and then San Antonio is just like an hour and a half away.
Yeah,
but I wasn't feeling well personally, and then I was just like, the vibe at the show I went to in Austin, it was the Vakken Metal Battle Texas final, and just the vibe was so fucking weird, man.
Right.
And that's the last concert I've been to. That was March 14th.
Well, okay, so you beat me by like 2 days, I think.
Yeah, and we weren't even sure that was going to happen.
Yeah,
because they had already officially canceled South by Southwest, and I really felt before all this that there were going to be a ton of people there because they planned it to happen during South by Southwest, which I thought was awesome from the promoter's, for the promoter to do that, because he could have brought in anybody, because it's a nice venue that they have it at. Come and Take It Live.
Oh yeah, they're like all the like extreme metal bands play there. I feel like.
Yeah, pretty much. It's definitely a metal venue for sure.
That's like a venue like cattle decapitation would play.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a little bigger, but not like amphitheater sized, but
like you could see like a Summer Slaughter there.
Absolutely, I believe that happened there actually.
Yeah, or like what's the one that's? Oh, it's the one with the even like more extreme bands. It's like Bloodletting Across North America.
Yeah.
That one's awesome, dude. That's where they have like Continuum and Dysentery plays on it. Just like really brutal shit. But those I haven't played that one. But I love the Lost Well. I remember when MTV2 was still around, they would post shows, kind of like Bandcamp has the shows listed, and on MTV2 they would always like have just like ambient music, and they would be like Poison the Well is playing at Emo's in Baltimore, or the Lost Well, like all those venues I remember seeing growing up and being like, dude, I want to fucking play the Lost Well. It's so sick. But yeah, God, it's just crazy thinking about the future, man. I can't get over it.
Yeah.
And yet, like the vibe that you felt at that show at Come and Take It was the same thing we felt while performing. So you're kind of like, phoning it in. You're like, okay, this microphone isn't mine. My lips just stopped.
Dude, yeah. If I was a vocalist, I would bring my own mic, man.
Yeah,
without a doubt,
dude. Yeah. Always be prepared. And I totally wasn't, but I didn't get Corona. Hell yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but what a weird time, man. Crazy.
Yeah. There's no telling what's going to happen with tours and music, but you guys are still releasing music. War Cloud, you're doing a playthrough tomorrow, you said. Right?
Yeah, that's happening on War Cloud's Facebook, and then I know Electric Avenue Music, which is a German-based booking agency. It'll be on theirs, and it will also be on our label's Ripple Music's page. So we'll like cross-stream it, and hopefully a lot of people can tune in and see it. It's happening at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that would make it 8 p.m. CET, Central European Time, for all our German buddies. So 2 p.m. here, 8 p.m. over there. We're trying to get everybody in the room. A lot of people are still quarantined, so why not do a whole playthrough of the new record? It's kind of weird though, because it's just me. So I'm gonna, make it fun, think of some clever things to do. But yeah, we just kind of, it's weird. Like, I think this ties into marketing for bands right now during COVID-19. And we kind of had to figure out how to, hey, there it is.
So this is what you're promoting.
Yeah, that's the new record, Earhammer Sessions. If you look at that album cover, it is done by Solo Mocello. Hey, he is an amazing artist. He did our last record.
Pin up down here.
Hell yeah!
It looks like Dolly Parton, kind of. A little bit.
That'd be cool. I mean, I want to say it's Dolly Parton.
All right.
I'm gonna ask Solo Mocello. Like, okay. But no, Earhammer Sessions. The story behind that is the whole Europe tour. We had this set dialed in most of the time. Sometimes we'd throw other songs in there, but we had like a solid set we'd play every time. And we really liked the energy and the vibe of it. And so what we did when we got home, about 2 weeks later from getting home, we went to Earhammer Studios in Oakland, California. And it's a sick studio. It's run by Greg Wilkinson. I love that dude, man. I didn't really know anything about him, but I knew the records that came out of there, like Necrot, Saviors, Lecherous Gaze, Autopsy, Death Grave. There's ton. It has like the epitome of the Bay Area kind of like street trashy thrashy sound. Um, and it's great. It's like it doesn't sound like a computer, and it doesn't sound like it was like a black metal record recorded in like your bedroom. So it has a really natural sound to it.
Uh-huh.
And what we did was we recorded the record in the studio, kind of like a live recording, somewhat like Zeppelin's BBC sessions or Fleetwood Mac
Cool.
BBC sessions,
Yeah.
stuff like that. We kind of wanted to do one of those because we really liked the lineup of the band, the way we performed the songs live, because we kind of embellished certain parts and everything. We pitched the idea to Ripple. They were like, "That's awesome!" And it's kind of funny how this record is coming out right now during where there's no live music. I think, and there's a lot of record labels putting out front of house mixes of bands right now. So this one wasn't performed in front of somebody, but it was just like a live studio performance. That's the best way to give you the elevator pitch of it. And Greg recorded it. He killed it. It was awesome working with him. And Alan Deutsches from West Side Music in New York mastered it. He's done stuff with Motorhead, Gore, Mastodon, Every Time I Die, Sufjan Stevens, Brand New.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. Oh, he's done stuff for Origin. If we're talking about extreme music, he's awesome. And I kind of freaked out because I emailed him while we were recording Earhammer sessions. I was like, "Hey, do you want to master this other project I have?" And he, like 2 seconds later, was like, "Yeah, man, I'd love to." And the whole time, it's like the Chris Farley SNL sketch. You're like, "Man, you remember that one time when you recorded Motorhead? That was, or you mastered Motorhead. Sorry, when you mastered Motorhead, that was pretty sick, right?" So yeah, it's kind of cool that he's mastered something that you've played on. And Greg is kind of like Bay Area badass. He's a talented musician, talented engineer. He's just awesome. And like all the players on the record, Alex Wine on guitar and vocals, Taylor Roach, we got him on bass, and then we have Keen. Keen is the best. I love him. He's an amazing drummer and hell of a guy. So yeah, that it captures the place and time in the band's history, and it's kind of weird releasing it now with no live music. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm really, God, I'm stoked as hell on it because it's a different avenue than I'm used to normally playing, where it's more of like extreme kind of stuff. And I always grew up with like Kiss, Thin Lizzy, AC/DC, Saxton, Metallica, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Motorhead. List never ends. And UFO, whatever, Journey. But all those bands, it's kind of like what taught me how to play guitar. And then this band gave me an opportunity to use that voice and express yourself in a way you've always wanted to. And the relationship with me and War Cloud's really cool because they were on the other side of Kentucky, all the other side of Kentucky. They're in California, and I was in Kentucky at the time. And my girlfriend went on tour with them to do photography, and they needed a guitar player, and it kind of happened that way. And it was awesome because it was like rock music I've always wanted to play, kind of traditional heavy metal, and never really got to do that. I mean, I was in those kind of things when I was a kid. We like Cover the Trooper or something like that, but you never wrote any like real tunes. But yeah.
When you're learning that, it's better to figure out some stuff that someone else has already figured out first, and then it'll start coming to you.
Yeah,
right?
Dude, that's the biggest thing because I remember like trying to learn how to guitar solo, and it just sounded like Kerry King, like. And I would start like I was fortunate enough to have guitar lessons at an early age, and you would learn like you know, the licks to Back in Black or Thunderstruck, and then you would start slowly getting to the deep end where you'd be like, okay, let's listen to the Black album, or oh, Master and Puppets, oh, Acid Bath or whatever, you know, or Possessed or Death. Death is like the gateway band for all extreme music, I feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's cool to go to a band where you only play an E flat, which is like the Guns N' Roses Thin Lizzy tuning, and really give a cool like presentation of rock music or traditional heavy metal, like in the vein of Judas Priest or whatever. So it's cool to get back to like the stuff that made me play guitar. It doesn't get old to me, you know.
I'm sorry. There's
Oh.
a cat jumping up here, and I have some water. I don't want the cat. Yeah, I've got 2 cats, but one of them she likes to jump up here during these shows. Her name is Demu. You can see your face. You can see your face there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's a black cat, and I got her right after I got back from a trip to Iceland.
Oh, sick!
So
I've
like,
always wanted to go there, man.
Yeah, going to Iceland in January is not exactly the best idea, but it's not the worst idea either.
It's Iceland. I'm sure it's a magical, beautiful place.
It is fantastic. You can look on my my YouTube, and you can see videos from that trip down there. Here's Demu right here.
Demu, greetings. We have a cat, and his name is Bronson Hellhammer. Or wait, no, that's our dog.
It's your dog.
Yeah, that's our dog. Sorry. Our cat's name is Turbo, kind of after Turbo Negro.
Okay, right on. Are you in the Turbo Jung Navy?
No, I am not. I am not. Yeah, but we love animals, and yeah, that's awesome. I love your cat.
Thanks, man. Yeah, she's cool. She likes to just jump in and say hi at least once during these interviews.
Why not?
Then she'll jump down. I have another cat, Bobby. She does not like to be in these interviews.
Kind of yin yang cats.
Yeah, but she's hanging out though. She's right here on the floor, just chilling.
Cool.
They're gonna get sick of me. I'm taking a couple weeks. So I've still been working.
Oh,
yeah. But
well, thank you for working.
Yeah, but it's been weird at my job, and it's been weird. I mean, it's been weird everywhere, I guess. But I've taken the next 2 weeks off.
Nice, man.
So I don't have to be actually more than 2 weeks. I don't have to be back until the 15th.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, party it up.
Party it, yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the cat.
You know, watch some awesome movies. That's kind of what we've been doing here, writing the next record, and
well, I did pre-buy the War Cloud album.
Oh, thanks.
I got the CD and the record.
Thank you, Rob. Oh shit, awesome, man. Yeah, we just got the records in. They came to us safely from overseas, and the pre-sales and everything are doing really well. We're super excited about the response for this at this time, because it's just like,
yeah,
you know, you see a lot of bands putting out records, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I have money for that.
I did one of these live stream interviews with my buddy Tor Abyss from Lucifer Star Machine in Germany.
Sick.
And they have a new album that's out. It's out in Europe, but it's not out in the US yet. There was a delay.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you can go on our website and buy it, but the shipping is really insane. Yeah. So I was like, you know, I could get it on Amazon, and then we both at the same time were kind of like, you know what? No, fuck Amazon.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, we talked about, you know, we really need to support the local record shops that are still around.
Dude,
you know?
Yes, all like the record stores in Kentucky, Guest Room Records, which is awesome, and then a really great record store in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Neat. Like, yeah, record stores and music venues, the staff that works at music venues, all those things, the bands that play them, the fans, we're all in it together, man. And it's just that ripple effect of seeing how much this has impacted it, you know, every aspect of your life, to what you look at it on your phone when you wake up, to what you see before you go to bed at night, and while you're at work, your coworkers, like, it's just crazy. So it's enough to write music off of. You know, it's definitely a weird headspace, and it's kind of cool to see that be put into music right now, because people are still writing music, putting out music, and the power of drama and music can change lives. I'm sure you have a life-changing experience with music or art or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know I have. So people are still hooked on that feeling and still doing it, and you can't stop it. So we're not going to stop.
Yeah, I mean, I have life-changing experiences all the time with music. That's the one great thing about it, is there's always something new. There's always a new band out there, or there's a band that I just happen to miss that was like, oh man, did you hear blah blah blah? I'm like, no, let me check that out. That's one thing, like Spotify, you know, it's not perfect, but for someone like me that wants to listen to a lot of music, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And if there's something I really like, I will go out and buy something from the band. Maybe not the record, maybe I'll buy a shirt or a patch, or, you know.
Man, anything helps a band. Anything.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm always appreciative when someone buys merch. And Bandcamp, you know, we're talking about streaming services. Bandcamps, they rule with it. It's totally like band oriented. Like, you control everything.
And on May 1st, they're going to what is it? They're not going to take any fees. It's going to be fee free.
Yeah, they're waiving all the fees, like basically their cut of everything, and then it all goes to the bands. So this Friday, everybody, order a record or buy a T-shirt from a band you like, or just get on Bandcamp and stroll around. It's social media minus the selfies. That's the way I look at Bandcamp. You know, it's just pretty much about music, and you can make friends on there or discover bands with music. Hey,
See, I'm following Stonecutters on Bandcamp.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah, we got tons of stuff on there, man. And Bandcamp's waiving all their fees, so definitely want to check out War Cloud and Stonecutters.
And make a donation.
What's that?
So you can make a donation even on here.
Yeah, we set that up when we did a live stream with Lich King and Toxic Ruin.
Right. Yeah, I watched that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We kind of put that together when we said, fuck the rest of the tour. Let's not invite people out and put them in danger. And that was just an incredible experience, because everybody put their heads together and everybody was a key role in it, whether they were an entertainer, someone on the back end, like recording it, camera work, audio. That was a crazy experience. We just put it together on the spot and it went extremely well. A lot of people have hit me up about it and we were like, man, that was really entertaining. It kind of felt like you were on Saturday Night Live, because you were just like, all right, here we go. That was so fun, man.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you guys didn't have a whole lot of time to set it up, so it was just kind of like, okay, we're on this middle of this tour, we're in this town, but we're not doing any more shows, so let's go ahead and do this live show.
Yeah,
and it's still there. It's still there. People can still watch it.
Yeah. We thought of it that morning. Zach from Lich King had a great idea, and we just kept on going back and forth with it, and we just did it on the spot. It was pretty crazy, and people loved it. You know, God, that was crazy. I liked it because it was super live, and just you had to think on your feet. So you're it was kind of weird because you weren't performing in front of anyone, but you still had the energy of a show. So, and then you can look back on the performance, you're like, hell yeah, it was like I was playing in front of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you look at the numbers, there's tons of people watched it. So
yeah,
so more people, there's probably more people that watched it than could have been at the show for sure. So
well, we had a lot of jokes about that. I think it was like over like 20,000, and we're like, we didn't play in front of 20,000 people on tour. So
like the whole tour, huh?
yeah, it's the powers of the internet for good at work. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So War Cloud's coming out with a new record, May 22nd. Thank you, Rob, for pre-ordering it. We will hopefully be on tour the end of this year. we have a lot of stuff booked for promotion of this record. It's just kind of hard to say.
Yeah.
But we definitely are super excited if the gates are open and whatever the government, CDC, your friends, law enforcement, state, grandma, whatever they say, and then we get the green light. We're super excited to do it because we have a ton of shows still. We just canceled May and June for the US and Europe. And we have some stuff coming up later in the year we really want to do. I don't want to say it out loud because then people will ask me about it, and then they'll just be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we can do it, and hopefully we can see you in Houston or Austin, whatever. Everybody, all like my peers, the people I look up to. Everyone, they want live music back, and we do too. So, yeah,
it's one of those things. I mean, sports are all canceled.
Yeah, crazy.
It's just like when nobody knows when it's safe to come back, and I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm not jumping in the mosh pit. That's for sure.
I know, because there was like the vibes of everyone changed from week to week, where you have these bursts of optimism where you're like, oh, dude, once the first show happens, it's going to be insane. And now everyone's like, I think you should go and let me know how it goes. So, I think that's a thing every band is talking to each other about every day. I mean, at least I am with other bands, like, so when do you think we'll have band practice again? What do you think that show is going to be like? Because like I book a lot of shows too for like all the bands. Hold on, how do I say this? I book a lot for Stonecutters, War Cloud, my other death metal band, Crypticam. For Volcandra, they're a sick black metal band from Kentucky. So I kind of work as a booking agent too.
Okay.
Along with a lot of other amazing people that make it possible for me to do that. So it's not like I'm taking all the credit for that by any means, but we're all kind of in like emails with each other going, when do you think this is going to happen? Because we don't know beyond the wall. Like we're not Ticketmaster or Live Nation or anything like that. Because I'm sure they have some data that's beyond what you know and what I know about when the gates are going to be open. I don't know. I know in Germany they have no live performances up until the end of August. Like
right.
But I think it's a little more detailed than that. Yeah, because obviously you saw the Vakken post about it. I think it's like under a certain number. Like it's still okay, but still it's kind of like, I guess the analogy is like you're eating like some food and the chef that made it was like, I cut off my finger. It's in that food, but you can still eat it. I guess, with like the lower number, it's like, you can still go to the show, but you might die. I don't know. I'm sure that was a cruel, insensitive joke. So I apologize.
No. I mean,
fingerless chefs.
Fingerless chefs.
I don't know.
I'm sure there are a few of them out there for
Yeah,
sure.
dude. I mean, Tony Iommi, he's missing some fingers. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
some chefs missing some digits. Dude, there's probably a league of them. So I'm just like, I mean, like Django Reinhardt, Tony Iommi. Dude, there's guitar players missing digits. Knock on wood. Holy shit! I don't want that to happen. Oh my god.
I mean,
Yeah.
what's his name? Jerry Garcia made him a better guitar player, right?
Yeah, that's true. It shaped his sound. Same with Django. Same with Tony.
Yeah, with Tony. Yeah.
Yeah, it shaped their sound. I actually like hot take. I actually like Tony Iommi's guitar playing in Dio era Heaven and Hell Black Sabbath better than I do the Ozzy years.
Okay.
People always get pissed when I say that, so I'm gonna say it.
Why would people get pissed at an opinion? I mean, you like it better. You like the way it sounds better. That's your opinion.
Yeah, I just remember getting an Ultimate Guitar magazine from the grocery store when I was a kid, and it had a song called "Mob Rules" by Black Sabbath, and I'm like, oh, I've never heard this Black Sabbath song. So I'm looking at the notes or the tabs and the song. I'm like, damn, this is like the busiest Black Sabbath song I've ever seen. So then I listened to the song. I'm like, damn, this is fast. So it was definitely like a lot of shredding. It was, I don't know. I like both. It's not like I don't like the Ozzy stuff. I love Ozzy solo stuff too. When he had like the Golden Girls haircut and everything like that. Dude, that was so sick. Like the guitar playing on that. Holy shit. Awesome. So I love it all.
Yeah, I mean, he's had great guitar players his whole career.
Yeah, his whole career, he's had great guitar players.
Yeah,
it's not like, oh man, we got Jerry on those years. Like, you know, they had Brad Gillis from Night Ranger for Ozzy's band when Randy passed. So
I'm actually LinkedIn friends with Brad Gillis.
Hell yeah, dude, he kills it still. He's his whammy bar machine.
Yeah,
because Speak of the Devil is the live Ozzy record where Brad plays on it, and they do Black Sabbath songs, like Ozzy Sabbath, and it's like him doing like whammy bar shit the whole time. I love it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I like the Glenn Hughes fronted Black Sabbath too. I mean, Glenn Hughes is like the voice of rock and roll, man. So Deep Purple and shit. Come on. But yeah. So I don't know. I love all Ozzy stuff. It's a whole school of it. Been listening to a lot of it since quarantine happened.
Yeah, that's one thing. You can dive deep into some things if you just really wanted to.
Yeah, I've been listening to a ton of music and getting a lot of inspiration for writing the next record for all the projects. So yeah,
all the projects.
Yeah. There's a lot of them in the oven right now. So just trying to stay busy with it. Yeah, quarantine 2020, man.
Yeah, it's a shit show, but we're all trying to make the best of it. I'm glad that you're keeping yourself busy and you're staying safe.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing.
I'm not going to church. You know what? Come to think of it, I didn't go to church before this.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Another reason why my family doesn't follow me on social media. I'm working on my type 5 right now, my quarantine stand-up.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be plenty of new comedians come out of this.
Oh, dude. Sure. I'm trying to... I know that I haven't live streamed any stand-up, but I'm sure there's tons of like really good quarantine bits. You know, it's like quarantine booty call or something like that. Yeah, so I don't know how that would work. I'm just kind of brainstorming right now. Yeah, but I'll work on more of my quarantine stand-up.
Okay. Well, right on. Well, I'm gonna play the video again. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully it doesn't get my YouTube shut down.
Okay.
Tell Ripple that it's okay or something.
Yeah, Ripple, it's okay. No, I have my best people on it.
Okay, cool.
Our people will talk to your people.
I'm my people.
Oh, all right. Well, Rob, my people will be in touch, which is me. You're okay.
All right. All right. Well, Nick, thank you so much for spending your evening with me and chatting about what you got going on. It's been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
So where can people find everything that you're doing?
Well, you can find War Cloud on Bandcamp. You can find them on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, all the socials. They're pretty interactive on there. I run it with the other guitar player, so we always interact with people. So hey, say hi to us. Come watch the live stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be playing a lot of guitar. You can find Stonecutters on all socials as well. Yeah, we're kind of everywhere.
2 o'clock tomorrow, 1 o'clock my time.
Yeah,
the
in
live
Texas
stream.
time.
I think I have Google Calendar. I have to keep up with what's going on. So 1 o'clock,
Mhm.
I'll put that on my calendar.
Yeah,
That'll
it will
good.
be. You can either see it on Ripple Music's Facebook or War Clouds, and it's really exciting. I cannot wait to do it. I love performing. I miss it. I miss the live performance thing. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm fucking stoked to play guitar.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. Well, I look forward to seeing that tomorrow. Everybody watching this should tune in, and hopefully it'll be saved. So down the line, when people watch, they can see it, and they can be like, "Oh yeah, remember that time when we couldn't go anywhere? Nick did this cool shit where he shredded for like an hour."
Yeah, I want to set a Guinness Book of World Records for like guitar solo, never-ending guitar solo.
Oh man, I think Iron Maiden's probably gonna have you beat there.
Yeah, I think either Iron Maiden or Death Clock, one of the two. Definitely have the record for world's longest guitar solo. Never ends. Or Skinnerd. I don't know.
Yeah, right, with Freebird.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, dude. Well, I will watch your show tomorrow. And again, thank you so much, man.
Hey.
I'm gonna real quick. What's the name of the song of the video I'm gonna play again?
The song is called "Giver," and you can find that on our upcoming release, Earhammer Sessions. So check it out. Be safe, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll hang out. Let's play some guitar.
Awesome.
Rock on. Thanks, Rob, for having me. What's epic?
All right, guys. That is a War Cloud giver. Thanks so much to Nick Burks for coming on and chatting with me. That was awesome. He was a great guest. Um, I've got so many of these live streams coming up. So let me go with you. Also, okay, so Nick is going to be doing his live stream tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central. Watch that. Go to the Ripple Music Facebook page, I think is the best way to watch it. I'm going to watch it. So definitely check that out. That's really cool. War Cloud are a great band. I talked to him. I talked to Sam. He's the bass player. He's in Void Vader also. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be doing the Zip and Ocho Hour. So we've got that hopefully to look forward to tomorrow. So me and my friend Ocho will catch up with one another. On Friday, I am going to be talking to Kevin Cole of the Turbo ACs. I've been working with him on how we're going to do it. He's going to use his phone, which will work. That's fine. But he's going to give me a tour of his pizza place that's on the beach. He just redid the deck, and it looks beautiful. They're actually open for business, so he might be a little distracted, but it'll be right around the time of sunset, so it could be the most epic backdrop for any of these interviews so far. That's on Friday. On Saturday, I'm talking to my friend Charlie. He's in a band called Steadfast. I saw they just got their new record test press, so I'm excited to hear from him about that. I don't know anything about that. I'm sure it's punk. He's always been in like pop punk bands, so it's good to change things up a little bit. On Sunday, I'm doing 2 shows, more or less. At noon, I'm going to talk to Gesture from Morpholith. They're a doom band in Iceland. They won the Vakken Metal Battle for Iceland last year, and he showed me around when I went to Iceland. And it was very cool, very nice guy. And hopefully later that night, I'm going to talk to Dan from Nahaya and Carl, their former lead singer. They just released an EP, so it'd be cool to catch up with those guys. Carl, they're both super nice guys. Super nice guys. I love those guys. On Monday, May the 4th, be with you. I'm going back to school. I'm starting college on May the 4th, and it's Star Wars Day. So I'm going to be watching Star Wars, doing some schoolwork, and then that night I'm going to talk to my friend Ozzy. He's a guitar player. He's in Venustra and a few other bands, and he's got some other things going on. He's a landlord, so I'm interested to hear his perspective on this whole pandemic, being a landlord. On Cinco de Mayo at 8 p.m. Central, Forebode. They are a blackened sludge band from Austin. The band is from Austin. The guys are from different places, but those are some cool dudes. I met TJ and Eddie at a show, and I've seen Eddie at another show. Blackened sludge. It sounds weird, but when you hear them, it makes sense. It's a perfect setup. I'm gonna do a live stream with BC Benj. We don't have the exact date set up, but it will be in the evening sometime. I will have more information then. Who else? I've talked to a few other bands. So just keep on the lookout. I'll post the information on the Instagram at the Most Epic Adventures, on Facebook at the Most Epic Adventures, and on Twitter at Most Epic Show. And also join the Most Metal Facebook group and communicate with one another there. It's a lot of fun being a part of a group. So with that being said, I've said I need to work on my own sign off because I keep using Kendrick's sign off, which isn't terribly original. His is Stay Beautifully Brutal, which is awesome, but it's his. So Kendrick. So he told me, said, here's a possible one. This is Rob telling you to have an epic adventure. I don't know. I feel like I have to say it so cheesy like that. My pal Eddie said, thanks for coming with me on this most epic adventure. feels kind of disingenuous being in a live stream right now. It's kind of, I mean, yeah. I'm Rob Zip, and this was epic.